So yeah, everybody okay?
Yes.
So yeah, hi, thanks. So yeah, I just wanted to invite after because I felt that this was like a really, say, controversial and something that we have screened this multiple times at events, venues like the Hive and cultural centers and things like that. So I would like to invite anybody in here to like what they feel about this and what they felt. Have you watched this before? If you knew about this and what do you think about this? Anything at all? Who would like to go? Yes.
I've never seen such a thing before. This I think shows a true story. I think you're right, it's a hoax totally. After listening to different views, what I'm understanding is it could have been just made up because now you have so much animation and so many different kinds of softwares where you can do things. And if you have technology like this, you can make anybody a fool actually. First say, yeah, we're going to the moon, but then a lot of money down the drain. But I'm saying, because they're saying if you cross a particular layer, then obviously the man can't, because the ultraviolet rays or whatever, it affects the human beings. And when they're showing proof here that nobody suffered any heat burns and other stuff, I think it's a total hoax.
How old is the document?
2001.
You put it
What-
together.
There were a lot of documentaries that were made before this, but this was actually made by John Moffat. But you see that Bill Casing, the guy, the old guy, the elderly person, he's now deceased. So most people are like, oh, conspiracy theories and etc. etc. So like it's always open,
Right,
like
I know.
it's his viewpoint. And Bill Casing is actually the first person to actually launch his book in 1976. Okay, it was called "We Never Went to the Moon," and this is something that a lot of people don't know about. And Bart Seibro was one of the journalists. You may have seen somebody who's middle-aged, and he's an investigative journalist who actually put this all together because he was a space enthusiast just like me. I defended it. I defended it until I actually watched this in the fall of 2004, and I was like, oh my god, okay. And then I started doing more research. That's when I discovered more things. This is just one of the videos that I felt that it was just like a great icebreaker. Anybody else would like to state something?
I want to
Andy
know.
is in a different zone, I guess. So I won't ask him.
I want to know what happened with the Japanese mission. Did they, the one which they showed in the end?
I don't know. I haven't tried to because I don't want to be assassinated. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else?
I just feel like, NASA, they might be having around 1,000 or 10,000 people working in a project, even like to make a film like this. And I just don't believe that they can be so stupid to just have that, a flag moving around or something like that. And, just giving out
Sure.
such clues, when they know that they're faking such a big,
Hmm.
this thing. So I just feel like, I'm sure they must have thought about each and every detail.
Sure.
So it's just, I'm not getting my mind through it completely.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just like,
You're also exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. This is just one of his videos. Actually, Bart Seibel also made his video as well, but we're not showing it now. We'll probably do this in volume 2. You wanted to say something? Sorry, Yash wanted to say something.
Yeah, how is this conspiracy theory related to Matrix?
Yeah, so see, the whole objective is that, when you say the Matrix, you watch the movie itself. And, you watched the trilogy, right?
Yeah, all four.
All the 4 films. And what was your understanding of the entire thing?
Basically, it's a simulation.
It's a simulation. See, the whole thing about, it's a, when you say, it's a very thin line when you say, like, for example, you might say, like, everybody's got their own belief system. Like, somebody believes that there's a supernatural, somebody believes in God, and, this is fine, okay? I might be pagan, or somebody else probably has a different belief system, but nobody knows the entire truth. If you ask what comes first, the chicken or the egg, nobody knows. Okay, whether aliens control, like for example, this gentleman feels that of course, the first video was that's his theory. I mean, that's his thing. But we don't know that. We don't know that for sure. But like we can do your own research and find out. Why was this video played? Is only because what was your what you call? I wanted. Okay, I'll probably ask you that question later on about this thing, but part of the reason why I actually want to play this thing is more than just discussing whether it's the fake or not. This is being indoctrinated in the minds of everybody. It's there in your encyclopedias. It's there in your books. And what you call, this is a huge question mark because it's not some random video and you have to believe. But once again, if somebody's open to still not believe it, that's fine. But I would not come to a conclusion unless I have not done my own in-depth research. So it's the same thing. It's like you're brought to believe. The Matrix typically also is a film which was based on a book called Samarkand Simulation, which was by a French philosopher, and every crew member had to read the book or the movie would not be made. So if you've not read the book, it's a really amazing thing because where we get to see these maps and these borders and Tropic of Capricorn and this, but they're not really there because you fly the plane, you know that it's not really there, but we just like conditioned to believe it's like that. So when somebody tells you the moon landing was fake, just like me, I defended it. Until I actually did my research. So that's just my belief system. That's all. Somebody else?
What do you believe then? Like, do you believe it was fake?
So that's exactly what I'm saying. So which is why I'm saying, I support Bardside Rule and the guy investigative journalist because, to do that and go against the government is a huge risk. Why would he do that? And so I even picked up his new book as well. So that's the support that I would show. And in Volume 2, you'll also get to see a funny thing happen on the way to the moon, which was done by Bardside Rule, and it goes into detail about the Van Allen's belt, radiation belt, which is the flag flapping and things like that, or photography and videography. If you want me to give somebody the benefit of a doubt, I don't mind doing that as well. But radiation. Typically, when you talk about the Van Allen's belt radiation, 250 miles. So you have you got the troposphere and you've got all the mesosphere and all the layers, and then you go 400 miles. That's if you're over ambitious. 200 beyond that. Once you go, the radiation belt, which starts from 200 close to 500 miles and above, there are 3 layers of radiation. There's an inner layer and an outer layer, and they've discovered another layer, which was discovered in 1958 by this guy called Van Allen's. Hence the word Van Allen's belt. And so that's close to 225,000 miles. So can you go to the moon? I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying that. That's there if you want. Start watching those other videos and things like that. It's just that there was this guy called Dr. Vernon Brown. I don't know what that. I think they did talk about him. Yeah, Dr. Vernon Brown. He talked about it, and nobody goes into details. The only reason why people want to believe this is because it's so fascinating. And the moment somebody says this is a hoax, you want to no, it's not. Because I was like that.
No, but why would they fake it, right? What's the point?
Exactly.
Why
so
spend
we're
so much money on making a movie?
Exactly. So that's of course that's the next thing. If you want, we can do it. It's a long discussion. So we'll go on.
They wanted to probably make a sequel. They want to make. I don't know. They want to just make a fool of somebody or.
No, but
No,
what they mentioned.
No, the Cold War.
Yeah, the Cold War.
The Cold
That's
War.
what
So
they mentioned in the start, no?
I mean, when you rewatch this whole thing, and of course, when you're physically and mentally exhausted as well, that can also be another reason. When you watch it again, it starts to make sense. So yeah, cool. So what we do is, if there's anybody else who still wants to jump in, you can still jump in. So next clip, I mean, just in case you probably feel that it's one-sided, I can still go ahead and show you another short 7-minute clip that NASA is saying, so just to balance this off. So I'm going to play that for you. And yeah. Just a minute. This is very short. Okay, it's called Orion Trial by Fire, and this was made by NASA. and this was made in 2014. Okay, so it's pretty recent. Okay, so just watch it with an open mind.